Welcome to GCCars. My name is Eric and this is the 2021 Buick Envision Avenir. And we've already had one Buick before, and that was exactly a year ago, the Encore. And unfortunately I had to quarantine during that, so that was a very weird review because I had to rely on B-roll footage. So this is the first proper review for a Buick. And the Envision here, newly refreshed, and it's compact SUV, so let's take a look. It's kind of a hot segment. And yeah, just curious to see how good it is. We, of course, as always, will take a look at the exterior first, then we'll take a look at the interior, and then we're going to drive it, and in the end, we're going to sum it all up in the final thoughts. Starting off with the exterior, please excuse this thing being absolutely filthy, but there's nothing I can do about it. I washed it last night, and I washed it again this morning on my way here, but it's super cold, kind of dusty, snowy, weird, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. Anyhow, the color. Rich garnet metallic, it's like a dark red. Looks pretty neat actually, and I think the whole car itself looks pretty good. I like it. I like the new front end they gave it to this one here. The headlights kind of going under the fender here, looking good. Some fake vents, but it's whatever, it's an SUV. And good creases and lines in the hood. Overall, I think that's really nice. Taking a look at the wheels, obviously pretty kind of standard wheels, nothing too fancy, nothing too experimental. Kind of works for the Buick brand though, I think. Then we have our Avenir, which is, by the way, top trim. Avenir badge on the side, couldn't go without that. And then what I think is interesting is not only my own opinion, I've had somebody else say the exact same thing to me. From kind of like here and backwards, this reminds me of a Maserati Levante. I've compared them. The Levante actually has this in reverse, so it kind of goes down. Here's like across up and then goes down. So it's not really that similar, but for some reason, at a certain angles, this Envision kind of reminds me of a Maserati. It's not a bad thing, not a bad thing. Looks good. Lastly, the rear. Yeah, good shapes. Honestly, everything very cohesive, which is something I often criticize with cars. But we have very cohesive shapes. You can find the same kind of shapes all throughout the rear. Good job. Good job, Buick designers and engineers. I think this looks really good. Of course, as always, let me know what you think. But let's hop into the inside because it's kind of cold. Okay, now on the inside here, and let's first of all, heated seats, heated steering wheels on, perfect. Okay, we can open up a little. So, here on the inside, we do have, let's start off with seats. Always a good start. Seats are pretty comfy. I like the quilted kind of leather we have. Looks really good, especially with the Avenir logo. Is that embossed, embroidered? I think that's embroidered. I'm not sure, but it looks good. That's very nice. Seating position is good. As always for these kind of segments, I'm sitting a little further back than I usually do. But that's very nice. Materials, bit of a mixed bag. Honestly, this leather is nice, is good, and we have all the touch points are comfy. Now up here though, we kind of get into like soft touch plastics, just same up here, soft touch plastics, which is okay, you don't really touch it too much, but some other competitors are a little nicer than that. And this trim here looks good. These seats, by the way, heated, cooled, memory seats, that's good. I do have one major issue here though, and that's the steering wheel. The controls on here are fine. We have paddle shifters, that's fine. But we also, in typical General Motors fashion, have buttons back here for our volume control, and we can skip songs and all that. It's cool to have them there, but on this Buick, it's been integrated very badly because I don't have anywhere to grip. I don't have anywhere to grip the wheel. There's not much of an indentation where I can like rest my fingers, so I literally only, if I'm 9 and 3, only my thumbs have anywhere to grip. Everything else is just kind of lost, and it's like, kind of have to press it against it, or just kind of, this is not good. I don't have a good grip on the steering wheel, which is a little essential. Yes, you can kind of work around it by grabbing it a little higher, but for 9, like you're supposed to do 9 to 3, and you can't really do it. So that's a bit unfortunate, a little bit of an oversight. Moving on though, a lot of piano black, which is going to look scratchy and plastic and dusty all the time. Right now though, at 15,000, it still looks kind of neat. We have buttons for our controls, which kind of free up the area here. We have a wireless charger, and we have our AC controls, which actually I gotta say, the AC controls look pretty neat. Pretty nice. I like that. Other than that, oh yeah, this feels pretty cheap. This feels very cheap. Even in an economy car, I would criticize this because I'm gonna get a bit closer so you can maybe hear it better. First of all, it's like a 2 press, so press 1 is in, and it doesn't feel nice, it doesn't sound nice, not very luxurious. The sunroof is nice, but that's the front. Infotainment, right? Infotainment, classical General Motors, really good. Not the most feature-rich, but you have wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay. It's good. It's very, very useful. These screens don't like the cold. They're always a little weird when it's cold. I'll show you a video about it, but work fine. No, I like the infotainment. Back seats. Let's go there. Yeah, that was not elegant. Okay, back seats. Get in here. Materials. Ooh, these are comfy. They really hold you in place. There's a lot of bolstering, so you kind of slide in there, and then you're locked in. Oh, I forgot to mention up front. I just see it. We have a digital review mirror, which General Motors has in almost all their cars, and it's probably one of my favorite features, most favorite features. I hope more car manufacturers put them in because they're amazing. Thank you for introducing them and making them, putting them everywhere. Good job, General Motors. Anyhow, materials pretty much the same. We got the nice leather, followed by plastic and plastic, which is more scratchy here, as you can hear. We do have pouches left and right, which is good. Outlets wise and connectivity is really good. We have a regular USB, is USB A? I don't know. USB C, and a household style outlet, which we don't find in all cars these days, so that's nice. Then we have heated seats, and yeah, it's comfy. Good look out there. Cup holders in here as always, nice and plush, wonderful. Isofix mounts for all you parents out there or future parents. Very, very easy to find, very easy to use, not buried under anything. Also well thought out. But room-wise, it is fine for me at 5'7". Like I said, the seat is a little further back than I sit. But if you have a 6 feet tall person up front, 6 feet tall person in the back, you'll get getting a little tighter. And this is not the only part where that's the case. Welcome to my number one area of complaint in this Buick Envision. We already noticed that the back seats don't have the most room ever. This continues on back here. So we have like this 25.2 cubic feet of space. Now if we put down the seats, which we can't do from here, let me go around, we get 52.7 cubic feet. That is not a lot for a compact SUV. In fact, I looked at this car inside and out. I was like, I doubted my measurements, the measurements I have of the length, because I thought, no way that this is a compact. This must be like a big subcompact. But no, it is in fact, this is as long as a CRV, tiny bit wider, and 2 inches, not 2 inches less tall, that's how you, but it has like almost half the room in the trunk. Higher loading floor, not that easy to get into. Where did the space go? Seriously, where did the space go? Anyhow, on the plus side, we do have grocery bag hangers, left and right, which is great. So thank you for that. The CRV didn't have those. And yeah, pretty inconvenient that we have to go around to put down the seats. Not the worst thing, but just like convenience, people. Convenience. Does it fit? Almost. Let's go driving. How about that? I'm now out here on the road in the 2021 Buick Envision Avenir, and as always, we start off with a launch, put her into sport, start stop off, traction control off, although I don't think it makes much of a difference. And let's see. Brake torque, 2500. There we go. Hello. Okay, second, third shift. Okay, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Once we get into the upper rev ranges, we actually have power. You notice like a start off the line was a little hesitant there. But once we got going, it actually is pretty decent. Let's turn on all the stuff again. We can stay in sport for a little while. So yeah, we do have a 2-liter turbocharged inline four producing 228 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, which I think for this car is more than adequate. Definitely plenty of power. And we do have a 9-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive based. Let's go into manual mode and see how the manual shifting works. We have small little paddles up here, and we're in 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 5th. Bit of a delay, but not too bad. Actually, pretty good actually. More than anything you need. And overall, the drivetrain itself, the engine and transmission combo in this Envision, I think it's really good. It's very smooth on the road. You don't really notice any shifts at all, or you don't really notice it kind of hunting for gears. It knows which gear to be in, gives you plenty of power. Fuel economy isn't too bad. So I think drivetrain-wise, this is actually pretty good. Like I said, power-wise, this 2-liter, some cars might have a little more horsepower, but 228 is really, for this car, for the size, for a compact SUV, it's really totally fine. You never run out of steam at any point on the highway. You have plenty of passing power, plenty of power to take a gap and merge into a lane. But we always test the transmission and how quick it reacts to inputs. So let's see, we are at 50 kilometers an hour. I just want to go around that turn here, 50 kilometers an hour, and then we're going to floor it and see what happens. Downshift, and there we go. Takes a short performance shift active too. So we have that feature. If I blip the throttle, I can show it to you in a second here again. It'll downshift to the lowest available gear, and then we can accelerate. We've also had that in the Cadillac XT4 and the CT4. So I shall demonstrate. I'll blip the throttle, performance shift active, and we have the lowest possible gear, which is really nice. So you don't have to necessarily wait for the transmission to react, although as we saw, it's actually kind of fast. But if you know there will be a gap, you can just blip the throttle, it'll downshift, and then once the gap is there, you can just take it. So yeah, honest drivetrain-wise, really happy. Let's go back to Tour and two-wheel drive, because we don't need all-wheel drive here. I think it's fine. We're gonna turn left now though, onto the classic part where we do the suspension test on the road. That's a little iffy, and my god, that's a lot of people out there. Some kind of event going on, I think, up there, but that's fine because we're not driving that way. Oh, they're skating on the lake. The lake's frozen, so everybody's here skating. I see. So, suspension. Comfy. Wallowy. I don't really feel it. I can hear it, but I don't feel the vibrations. It's decent. So, comfort-wise, if you're just driving it regularly, you don't pushing it, you're just just commuting, you're just driving to get groceries or anything, it is actually very comfy. You don't feel any vibrations really transferring it through to you. The car absorbs them pretty well. Just if you start pushing this vehicle, which it's not made for that, but if you were to start pushing this vehicle, you will notice that there's a lot of body roll, and handling-wise, this kind of falls apart because the steering is just dead. It's totally numb. A lot of body roll. You don't really know where the limit is. It's kind of a lot of other cars. You just first try, you can kind of figure out where the limit is. This one is, I don't know, very vague, but it's fine. Like I said, it's not made for that. Just some of the, if you look at the German competitors, which are a little more expensive, a lot more expensive, they are better at kind of having good handling and having very comfy ride. This one doesn't really have the handling, but look, the ride is pretty good. I like it. It's comfy. And in general, like I said, the seats are nice. The driving position is pretty good, minus the aforementioned fact that I don't like this steering wheel at all. But if you're just driving A to B, it's good. The sound system is actually pretty good. I like it. Good bass, good clarity, better than most sound systems you'd get in cars, I think. And comfy. Lastly, what do we talk about? Tech. We always talk about tech at the end. So we have pretty good tech. We don't have anything all too advanced here, to be honest, but we have all the basic features you want to have these days. So automatic emergency braking, we have adaptive cruise control, we have lane keep assist. All that works really well. Nothing that really is too advanced, but it's pretty good. We have a lot of cameras. We have a front camera, we have a rear camera, we have a camera for all of our 4 wheels, then we have a 360 top-down view, and all are pretty good. Not quite Hyundai Kia level in terms of like clarity, but in resolution, but still very, very good. And I love using them to park, especially because cars these days have such big wheels that I'm always very afraid of curbing them. So I always appreciate having cameras for my wheels, so I can make sure that I'm definitely not curbing them and I'm always staying away from the curb. So no, tech is fine in this. Tech is nothing too advanced, but everything, all the bases are covered in a way that you really don't have anything to complain about there. So driving wise, I like it. I think it drives pretty well. But with that, I would say after we've taken a look at the exterior, the interior, and now the driving, let's send it off to the final thoughts and kind of come to a conclusion. Okay, final thoughts on the 2021 Buick Envision Avenir. Let's just sum it up first and then we form the conclusion. Exterior looks good, really nice, and you'll see in about a minute with the sunset, the rich garnet metallic just stands out really nice. Interior, on the other hand, bit of a mixed bag. On one side, usability is good, layout is good, tech is good, but first of all, the materials just don't quite live up to what some of the competitors offer, and the usability, specifically the space and the area, usable space, is just not quite that great. The packaging of the SUV, of the Envision, isn't that good, unfortunately. Cars with the same size offer way more space, some others, which is a bit unfortunate. Driving was again really nice. I like the powertrain we have. The transmission does a good job. The all-wheel drive system works well. The steering wheel, like I said, is horrendous. They really need to change that because it is essential that you actually have a good grip on your car and in control of your car. But no, it rides really nice, and as long as you don't try to push it, which 99% of you are not going to try to do, or maybe 95%, you'll really like how this drives. But at a price of $49,388 Canadian, US dollar price somewhere on your screen, I just have a bit of a hard time saying that this is a good choice. It's not a bad choice by any means, but just there's a lot of reasons why you might go with a competitor for better materials, for more space, maybe better balance out of drivability and comfort while driving, which this Envision unfortunately just doesn't quite offer. It's not as compelling as some of the others on the market. If you get it, you will still be happy with it. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad product by any means. It just doesn't quite live up to what some other manufacturers put out. Anyhow, I hope you liked the video. I hope you enjoyed it. First review of 2022, and we're gonna have some winter storms coming soon, so look forward to that. I'm not. We upload videos every single week and review everything from sports cars to SUVs to luxury cars to budget cars to trucks. And yeah, if you like videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.